A message for you today is to realize that you'd be much more successful and happier than you already are if you would just stop picking yourself apart with judgment and criticism. Now, this part of you can be really good because it is helping you grow, it's helping you strive, it's helping you achieve, but because you're doing it from a spirit of, yeah, but if only I was like that, then I would be better. Because you're doing it from a spirit of, yeah, but if only I was like this and this and this, then I would be better. And I'm not good enough now because I do this and I'm like this and I can't do that very well and I've embarrassed myself like this and blah, 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 blah. If you just realize that you already have everything you need within yourself, even though you have these habits that you think aren't that great, even though you have these parts of you that still aren't completely developed, the real thing that just gets in your way is that you're judging yourself for not being where you think you should be. And if you'd stop judging yourself, then you will get there so much quicker. I know for years, like for all my life, I've had up and down weight issues. It's because when I was a kid, I was constantly bullied about my weight. I was bullied about the way I spoke because I always had an accent no matter where I lived for whatever reason. And to the point where ever since I was like a baby, I always felt unwanted, like I didn't fit in. So what that set up was a need to impress people, this real try hard energy, which itself was such a triggering phrase for me. And it goes to such a deep unconscious level. It's not like you know that you're doing it, but it's where you are trying to be who you think people want you to be. So I know with my weight issues, I was always trying to be that really hot, fit, like thin, sexy person. And I thought that if I wasn't that, when I wasn't that I had no value. Even inside, I technically, in a way, knew I did. I just didn't believe that people could perceive me as valuable or worthwhile if I didn't look a certain way. Now, the funny thing is as I started to realize that it was actually my own self-judgment that I was feeling and not other people's judgments, which I'll talk more about in just a second. And I started letting go of my own judgment, things began to change. For a long time, I used to hide myself. And I would only wear onesies and things like that because I felt like I couldn't fit into anything. And the more I hid, the worse I felt. Now, it turns out that part of me wanted to have that weight on because it was a protection mechanism, because for me, I shine quite brightly and I'm quite, naturally magnetic and charismatic, just is what it is. So what that meant was when I was at my best shape, in my best self, I would shine brighter, which made me bigger. So I put on the weight to make myself smaller. Now, this wasn't just because of the criticism. I was scared of other people. I had some very real fears of success, of authority, and what could happen if I became successful. Some deep-seated unconscious fears that I'm still dealing with to this day, but which, are very, very, very closely to the end of being dissolved, which is very exciting. But, okay. So guess what happened? Once I started allowing myself to be around people in my onesies without a need to try to look any better and without, makeup and things like that on. And I just let myself be my natural self and joke and move my body around instead of trying to hide it because it was so big. I was liked and I was accepted and, I created friendships and I had fun, and it helped me get out of my need to have to impress people with my looks to be liked. And guess what then happened? I naturally started losing the weight because I no longer needed to hide. And then guess what happened? I naturally started feeling great in my body. And now I am, way bigger than I was when I first started having the complex and even hiding myself away from people. And I was certain that there were no clothes that I could wear, that clothes would not fit my body right now, because when I put them on, I have a, rounded belly and I couldn't handle it. I literally felt so like death, like dying about myself. It was awful. As soon as I started being able to be around people without thinking about how do I look and wanting to impress them, even on like the unconscious levels that I was, because I would just feel like this natural judgment in my body, like thinking that they're judging me. And maybe they were judging me, but that's because I was judging me. Now, I have this whole wardrobe of cute little sort of sporty type clothes and, things like that I feel really great in and, really sort of trendy and I was convinced before that nothing would fit me at all. And so now, not only am I getting back in shape naturally, the weight is falling off of me, I'm not dieting, I'm definitely eating less. I don't have the cravings like I used to. And in fact, I really do not enjoy binging on food. It's just like, it's so short-lived. Honestly, I'd rather take a different drug. And I do sometimes. But it's not to the point of like this excess, like over needing, craving energy. It's really just for fun. And, I sort of get over it and come off it and things like that. So once I accepted myself and stopped judging myself and judging that everyone else is going to judge me, thinking that I have to look a certain way, be a certain way, have a certain thing, because I used to have it with money as well. Before I got over the image thing with my weight, I had an image thing with money, which I got over too. Anyway, so this is all to say, look at where in your life, as you go through your day to day, that you are worried what other people will think. What will they think? What if they knew? Oh, I don't have this. Oh, I wish I'd look like that. Oh, this and that. And you don't even necessarily need to try to change it today, because that could lead to the criticism. So let's all take a breath together. Ready? Relax our shoulders, sigh. Now, make sure you're not just watching me take the breath. This will reset your nervous system, recalibrate you to peace. Ready? Hold gently at the top, pause your thoughts, and let it out. And one more for good luck. Pause those thoughts, float at the top, relax those fingers and shoulders, and all the way out. Keep pushing out. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Keep going, keep going. Okay. So, throughout today, notice where it is that you're wanting to impress people. And before, you wouldn't have even thought of it in these terms, because it is unconscious. It's like an operating system where you base whether you'll be accepted or not on what other people think. Now, this could be as simple as the clothes that you wear. Maybe, I don't know, you at lunch and it has a stain on it. maybe you have designer clothes, but you're sad that they're out of date, and you're in your head thinking, oh, people will judge me for this. Maybe you don't have the clothes you want at all, and you're scared that people will judge you for it. Or maybe it's something else. Maybe you feel like in your business, you're not exactly where you want to be, and so you're scared that people will judge you for it. Now, what this does is this sets you up to try to be more than you believe you already are, which makes you incredibly insecure. So ideal work is great. It's really good. It has its time and its place where you think about, who would I be if I already have what I wanted? How would I be? How would I feel? How would I act? How would I dress? Great work, essential part of inner work, except when it's the foundation of it, it can make you so insecure, because you can try to be that person too quickly, above and beyond who you already believe that you are now. Now, notice the word believe in there, because in a way you already are that person. You're just not letting yourself be that person because of your insecurities and your fears. Your level of consciousness isn't quite there. And as your level of consciousness raises, you'll naturally beautify your surroundings. You'll beautify yourself. I cannot even believe how clear my skin is at all lately. This is crazy. I'm not wearing any makeup. Yeah, I have a nice bright light on and a really good camera, but I'm not getting a filter on the phone. I'm sure that, the phone's definitely maybe helping, but at the same time, I don't know, this sort of just happened. I stopped drinking, not on purpose. I had some drinks New Year's Eve with some friends, but then the next day we went to get hair of the dog, and I had one sip of it, 3 sips of it. And I was like, no. And I drink my yummy sugar water here and there. It is what it is. I'm not going to be embarrassed about it. But I can tell you, since I stopped getting in my head about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, and whether it's good for me or bad for me, to these judgy degrees, and now I just feel into myself. I'm do I really want this right now? And if I want it, I want it. If I don't, I don't. I do things to support my body. I take minerals like zinc and potassium and whatnot, and that's really been helping massively. But my whole point is, it's not so much about what you do, but the spirit in which you do it. Are you doing it for fear that if you don't do it, then you won't be enough? Are you doing it because you want to look cool? Okay, now, it doesn't work. It just doesn't. So again, let's go back to the exercise. I'd like to invite you throughout today to just notice those parts of you where you feel, like that. See this energy that I'm doing with my body? See it, shoulders up a bit, like, and it might even be this internal cringe. But look out for it. Make it an intention. And this isn't creating it. This is looking out for something that is already happening in your life. Something that is already being created. Something that's already creating the parts of your life that you do not want. Because wherever you're cringing about who you are, that's where you're creating who you don't want to be. Okay, because you're already being who you don't want to be when you're cringing about who you are. So it's not about who you are now. Whether you have all the money in the world, yet you're insecure about, the problems you have, or whether you're just starting off and you are insecure about the money you don't have. Whichever end of the spectrum you're on, you're going to have challenges. My richest clients, they still have insecurities about how they look, about how they sound, about whether they look successful or smart enough. Now, as they work with me, of course, we unhook these insecurities so that it becomes like this distant memory that I have to actually remind them of and that they forget ever existed. It doesn't matter how much money you make or how great you look or anything that's happening in your life. If on the inside, you're still attaching your worth to what you have, you're attaching your worth to how people see you, this is going to kill the joy in your life. So this is why it's really important to start noticing the areas of your life where you are cringing internally, and just start noticing it. Get curious about it. And you might find, some of you might find that you're like, oh no, I can't believe I did it again. No, stop that. That's also the internal cringe. You're like cringing at yourself. Oh, I have problems. Humble yourself. Okay, let go of that arrogance that you should have no problems, even while you're telling your friends that it's okay to have their problems, yet you're telling yourself, oh, I shouldn't have these problems. How dare I? That, my friend, is arrogance. Is what it is. We all have it. I used to feel so ashamed at the idea of having the problems that I had, but that was just a type of arrogance. Okay, so let's move on. So as you notice these internal cringes, just do a little like this expression, like dopey, like expression, like, oh, there it is again. Okay. And just notice it. And honestly, this can be enough. So notice it like this and take a breath and let it be there in your body. Do not try to heal it, try to reveal it, because it's there anyway. When you instantly try to stop it, you push it back down and it's there. You're not getting rid of it. That doesn't heal it. What heals it is the exact opposite. It's like letting a balloon float up to the surface. If you hold a balloon under water, what happens? It keeps struggling to come up, right? And you use a lot of energy and you exhaust yourself over time trying to hold this balloon down. And then you have to use a lot of other resources and forces to force that balloon under the water. Whereas if you just let it go whoop up to the water, it will eventually float right up into the sky if it's, a helium type balloon. Or it will just float and bob along the water, won't it? So it's really important to understand that healing is not, and I'm an expert healer, I know what I'm talking about. I've healed myself from PTSD, other people from PTSD, anxiety. I've saved clients from having to have hysterectomies, operations on sciatica. I've healed their bodies. I've healed their minds. I've opened up their lives. I've helped them grow businesses from 0 subscribers to 70,000, blowing up Instagrams from 300 to 20,000 subscribers. And we only worked on their emotional state and fear of being seen. Okay, so I know what I'm talking about. Healing does not come from stopping the feeling. You do not change the feeling, because the feeling is like weather. It's like a river. So, a river runs like this. You don't want to dam it up like a beaver. You're not a beaver. You're not a beaver. Okay? You want to be the earth and allow it to move through you, whether it's a stormy weather or just like a river, rather than blocking it in that one place where it is blocked. Every time you feel that cringe, it's like, where is it? It's like in here, or sick feeling in your belly, or tightness in your throat, or a headache, or whatever it is. This is blocked energy in one place because you keep trying to repress it and make it go away. So what do you do instead? You realize it's already here. I want to see it. You don't heal it, you reveal it, and you allow it to be there. Now then your logical mind is like, yeah, but then what? There is no then. Okay, yes, in a way you can look at the beliefs underneath it and you can ask why you believe this and why those beliefs are making you feel. That is a big part of it. Okay, but for the first step, and which is a big, main step, is becoming aware of it. And here's what I'm trying to say. You do not change the feeling. You change your reaction to the feeling. You do not change the feeling. You don't try to release and delete and let go of the feeling out of your field. In fact, you do the exact opposite. You release the feeling into your body. So you'll feel it. It's going to get bigger. It's going to seem like it's getting worse. It's going to be, really bad. So use your breath and your courage today. Whenever you feel that cringe, invite yourself to feel it, to notice it. You might put your hands over it, and rather than push it down, let it come up. Breathe through it and let it change location in your body. As soon as it changes location in your body, it might seem like it's getting bigger and worse, but what this actually is this is actually the feeling expanding. When it expands, that's when it can move through your body and turn into nothing. It's when you have the power and the ability to transmute this fear into love, and you don't do it by stopping it. You do it by making this part of you that feels so judged. You help it realize that it's just a part of you that feels judged and needs love, and that you're no longer willing to judge yourself just like everyone else. Because what's happened? You've taken over the role of judging yourself just like they judged you. Let that sink in. Are you worried about others judging you? It's because you're judging you. Are you worried about what people think? It's because you're thinking bad about yourself. They would never think bad about yourself if you didn't. That's how spiritual law works. Okay, no, yes, there are haters and things like that. But even then, on some level, they are a reflection of a part of our unhealed self. So many of you know I just went through a whole experience of narcissists and haters that attacked me and really tried to hurt me and destroy my reputation and even bring physical harm upon me through the lies they spread. And that was a part of my unhealed self and sort of naive self that allowed that treatment, those sorts of people into my life, my need to give, my need to please, maybe my need to impress. It brought out jealousies in them because I was doing quite well and was quite successful. And yeah, they did not like it. But yeah, that even then was a part of my unhealed self. And because I didn't react to them, and instead I prayed and tapped into God, into the divine, into infinite source, the one true living God, and I prayed for peace, harmony, and protection, nothing that they did stuck. And we came out shining. Okay, so what are you going to do today? You're going to give yourself permission to notice that you actually are cringing. When you do cringe about the way that you act, notice which area of your life it's in. And rather than heal it, reveal it. So breathe through it. Allow it to be there. Physically relax your body. You might even need to move, touch the area. And just go, there it is again. Oh, still got something to learn. And just notice it. Now, you could do this all day. And if you want to take it a step further, ask it. So first tell it and listen to it so it will respond. Say, are you cringing? Feel the feeling. And it will be like, yes. Maybe you'll hear nothing, but that might be because you're trying to think too hard. You have to empty your head and just trust it will come up. And if it doesn't, within 7 seconds, then ask again, breathe, feel it. Are you cringing? Yes, I am. Or it'll be something else no. Okay, so thank you for letting me know. Why are you cringing? And it will tell you. And then you can say, okay, well, what are we believing about ourselves that's making us cringe like this? And it'll say, because I'm not good enough. And so tell me more about that. And so get it to tell you what it thinks isn't good enough, what you need to be, what you need to do, all these sorts of things. Now, there's a deeper process I can lead you into there, but from there, then you can simply decide, do I still want to believe this? Is this really serving me? And the truth is, on some level, it will be. So that's actually the deeper level that we can go into. And if you do want to explore that, then please hit me up for my one-to-one work. It is world-class healing. My healing goes so deep into your body where we access where you store the actual trauma. And I'm so excited and so blessed to be able to share this work that's transformed my life and transformed, really thousands of people's lives around the world through my one-to-one work, my group programs, my YouTube videos, all of that. And I'm constantly getting messages from people who are telling me that without my work, they would still be stuck. Even people who have it all together on the outside. They've created successful businesses, but yet on the inside, they still feel insecure. And there's still some things that just aren't right. And they still feel like there's these set of rules about how they have to do, and then they feel drained and exhausted. Well, what if we could change it so you can follow your own way, which is really the way of love, the way of God, spiritual laws. You want to tap into that voice of love within you. Some like to think of it as the voice of God or the voice of source, the voice of the intuition. It really doesn't matter. As long as you understand that it's the consciousness and the way of love. And as we go and we unhook and we dissolve and we release into your body these fears and we transform them, you will start thinking from love, which will give you immense levels of strength. And that even includes being a pushover, people pleasing, keeping the peace. You will stop doing that and you'll find a different, more actual peaceful way where you will feel peaceful inside. Okay, because what's the use of keeping the peace when you're not keeping your own peace? It doesn't make sense. Okay, so please let me know in the comments if you're going to try this. Commit to yourself, commit to me, and then come back if you want and share with me your experience. Ask me any questions. I am here to help. I am here to share. I'm here to uplift you in your life because why not? What else have I got to do? This is really so important to go into yourself and start noticing your reaction. So let me know where in your life are you cringing if you're brave enough to share, and just know that you're not the only one. Okay, there will be other people who are watching this in secret, and I can tell you, if you are brave enough to share in the comments what's going on with you, then you will help other people either just know that there's someone else like them and that they're not alone, or give them the courage to share as well. And for you personally, it'll connect us so that we can have a relationship, and it will also help you to integrate these teachings into your system. Okay, so finally, if you want to come into my world, the best way right now is through my Visibility Rockstar Challenge, which is the place to be for high-level leaders who are ready to shine their light. But when you press record or go live, you feel self-conscious, a little bit nervous, maybe even talking in person to people, you trip up on your words. Except when I just tripped up on my words, I don't care. But maybe for you, it feels like a bit of a big deal and you're worried about what they'll think, and you just want to be able to feel confident and in flow and like you can be your true quirky self. Because after all, that's how our people will find us. If we're just being this mediocre version of ourselves to make everyone happy, then no one will really notice you, and you won't find your real people who are out there looking for you right now, but they can't see you. So the Visibility Rockstar Challenge is a 5-day free-ish challenge. Free-ish because it's $27 to honor your commitment. This is an insane program. Easily and genuinely, I've been told by many people who went through it last time round, could be valued and charged at $1,000. But I'm doing this for a free-ish price with a VIP level on top because I want you in my world. I want to show you the power of this work and the power of yourself using this work. My work is only as powerful as the person using it in a way. Like, my work's super powerful, but if you show up and you're like, I might do it, I might not. Well, it's not going to have any effect, is it? But if you show up and you press play on that video, which is going to be a subconscious reprogramming video where we go into your nervous system, we reset your nervous system, your vagus nerve, we release those fears and dislodge that insecurity, we find the place within you that you were traumatized basically, and we heal it by embracing it, by loving it, by changing the way that you see it, using my unique EFT breathwork tapping methodology, which is just so amazing. It's like a type of spiritual aerobics combined with a spiritual roller coaster where you actually doing some work during the video. You're not just receiving something. You're really and genuinely, you know that you got a healing because you go from feeling one way to going through these ups and downs to then by the end, you're like, this breath of fresh air, and then things start changing. So join us. We're going to be in a private group with just other people like yourself. And each day after you do my EFT breathwork tapping video, you're going to record a short 3 to 4 minute video and post it in the private group. Now, from day 1, you might be feeling self-conscious or feeling however you feel. And by day 5, it'll be a completely different experience that you would not believe that you can get in 5 days. I promise you this. It is going to be amazing. As long as you show up, you do the freaking work, you just press play on the video, and then you record and post it in the group, bingo bango, you will see things change. Now, last time this launched careers. This helped people overcome fears of being seen to the point where one participant, she didn't even have a profile picture up. To by the end of it, she was so much more confident. And last I saw, which was a few years ago now, she was leading her own business and helping people overcome fear on camera. So it works. Not only will it help you overcome fear on camera, it'll help you attract your ideal clients, make great sales, speak to the hearts of the people who are important to you, and just feel a whole lot better about yourself. Now, if you're a VIP and you know that you expect the best, that you deserve the best, that you get the best, then signing up for VIP will give you a deep dive into overcoming fears of being judged, overcoming fears of imperfection, overcoming that fear-based need to prove yourself and to impress people. And this is going to have my EFT breathwork tapping methodology, spiritual law teaching, plus potent journaling questions. And that one's only $222. And I'm so excited to share this with you because it is life-changing. And this really could be a much more expensive course, but at the end, you will have the option to upgrade into a mastermind with me. No obligation, of course, because it's only for people who are super eager and excited to continue with the work. So come in, try the work. If that's all you ever do, you get a great transformation, amazing. And if you absolutely love it and you love my vibe and you love the work and you love who you become through it, then you might continue in my world further. That's up to you. So this is a Visibility Rockstar Challenge. spiritualsuccessjourney.com/Visibility Rockstar Challenge. Message me for the link if you like. Click some link with this video or in my bio, wherever you're watching this. Just don't miss out because we start soon and this really is going to be fun, and a massive game changer. So I'm here to help you sort yourself out. I'm Kai Clifford and I am just so passionate about helping amazing high-level leaders who are willing to actually help themselves to have the tools to go in deep and change their reality. That's what I'm here for. Okay, you have a wonderful day. Remember the exercise and come back and let me know what happens.